So I'm doing this video because the new school year is about to start, and usually this is the time when new or returning college students file their financial aid or receive financial aid offers. And when it comes to financial aid, you will receive different types of offers depending on your financial standing and the funds available for you. And in those offers, you will see two different types of federal student loans. One is subsidized loans and two unsubsidized student loans. So in this video, we're going to discuss the difference between the two so you can make an informed decision as to what offer you should accept. Then I'll offer you some tips on how to handle these types of student loans. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Dredd and I post personal finance and dividend investing videos, and currently I am documenting my journey in paying off my student loans. So if you're interested in seeing how everything unfolds or just want to show your support, then please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, hit that like button there, and then share this video as well so that we can crush it with the YouTube algorithm. And now with that out of the way, let's get back to the main thing. So when applying or receiving federal student aid, a lot of undergraduates are going to receive a federal direct Stafford loan. This loan is then divided into two separate versions. One is subsidized and then the other is unsubsidized. A subsidized federal direct Stafford loan or subsidized loans is basically an undergraduate only loan that is awarded to those who demonstrate financial need. The loan has a limit on the amount that you can borrow every year, and the most important factor to this is that you don't need to pay interest on it while you're in school. That's why it's called subsidized, because the government is going to pay or cover that interest while you're in school or in periods of authorized deferment. Now, not everyone is going to receive this type of offer unless you demonstrate financial need, and when you receive this type of offer, you have the choice to accept or not accept 100% of it. Now, on the other hand, unsubsidized federal direct Stafford loans, or just basically unsubsidized loans, is available to both graduate and undergraduate students. Unlike subsidized loans, you don't need to demonstrate financial need in order to qualify for this. And similar to subsidized loans, there is an annual limit as to how much you can borrow every year. But the biggest difference with unsubsidized loans from subsidized loans is that there is no interest subsidy, meaning that the government does not pay interest while you're in school or during periods of authorized deferment. So how much can you borrow with subsidized and unsubsidized loans? Now, I mentioned limits earlier while comparing the two loans. Your school determines the loan type and the actual loan amount you are eligible to receive for the academic year. And there are two limits. The first one is the annual limit, which is the max amount you can borrow for the year. And the second one is the aggregate loan limit, which is the total or the max amount that you can borrow for the entire duration of your undergraduate study. The max loan amount also varies depending on your financial status, whether you're a dependent student or an independent student. But for the sake of simplicity, in this video, I'm just going to talk about the limits for dependent students. But I will link down in the description below a page from studentaid.gov that further explains the difference between the two. So the first year undergraduate loan limit is $5,500. $3,500 is subsidized loan, and then the remaining $2,000 is unsubsidized. The second year limit is $6,500. $4,500 of that is subsidized, while the remaining $2,000 is unsubsidized. So for the third year and beyond, the limit for that is $7,500. $5,500 of that is subsidized, while the remaining $2,000 is unsubsidized. Now, as for the aggregate or the cumulative loan limit, the max that you can borrow is $31,000 for your entire undergraduate study. $23,000 of those may be in subsidized loans. So for example, if you are in a 4-year program, then you are eligible to borrow $27,000, while $19,000 of that may be in subsidized loans, and then the rest will be unsubsidized. So there you go, that is the difference between subsidized and then unsubsidized. Now let me give you some tips here. So my very first experience with federal student loans, I'm kind of like nitpicking all of this, is back in 2017. It was my first year going to a university here in the US, but prior to that, I've already taken community college, probably around 3 years to finish my general education requirements. I had to find a way to pay for university, so naturally I went ahead and filed my FAFSA, or my free application for federal student aid. Now, just for context, I went to the University of California in San Diego, and they have a quarter system, meaning that each term or semester only runs for 3 months, which is basically a quarter. Now, with that in mind, all my student loans are disbursed at the beginning of each new quarter. So for my first year there, I took out $5,500 of subsidized loans and $1,697 of unsubsidized loans. So that's close to $7,500 in direct Stafford loans. Now, I don't remember whether they considered me as independent or dependent student, because, you know, for a first year there, it should be around $5,500, right? Because that's what I explained earlier, but they gave me close to $7,500. Now, maybe they considered me as a third year because I've already taken some college classes in community college, but really, I really don't know anymore because because I don't have my documents anymore. I can't find them. So for tip number 1, remember to always keep your documents, especially with student loans, because you'll never know when you're going to need them and kind of like crunch the numbers, look at the data. Now moving on, I finished my first year there in UC San Diego, and I only paid my student loans, federal student loans in particular, kind of like a couple times throughout the year, and I wasn't consistent on paying them monthly. So at the end of the year, my unsubsidized loans started to capitalize. Now if you don't know what that means that I didn't pay interest on my student loans, so my student loans grew. So if you want to learn more about student loans capitalizing, then I have a video right over here that you can check out. I hope you learned a lesson from me, so there you go. So tip number 2 is to at least start paying the minimum on your unsubsidized loans. Don't wait for the end of the year or years after graduating to look at your student loans. Remember that unsubsidized loans will start to accrue interest even if you're in school. The government isn't paying for them. That means your interest is building up, and since you're not paying them, it's going to capitalize and add more into your principal balance, getting you more into trouble. Now, if you don't have money to cover both federal student loans, then it's best to keep paying back on the unsubsidized loans first before you start paying the subsidized loans. Now, if you feel like the offer that they're giving you is kind of big, it's unnecessary, then remember that you have the option to not accept everything. So tip number 3 is to only accept the loan offers or the amount that you are comfortable with. Just because the offer is big doesn't mean that you have to take it all. To be honest, there are those who only take the subsidized loans because they feel like they can manage without the unsubsidized loans. Remember that this is a loan that you're going to have to pay for in the future, so don't take on more debt unless necessary. But anyway, during my final years in college, I became increasingly anxious as to what will happen to me next. And one of the things that I really thought about first was my student loans. I needed to figure out ways in order to pay them back, and the biggest mistake I made back then was that I thought I could handle everything on my own. Looking and applying for scholarships, applying for federal aid and all that, I thought I could do it by myself. If I had reached out to my school student aid office, I would have positioned myself in a better place before I even graduated. So the last tip here, or the 4th one, is to stay in contact with your school student aid office throughout your college experience. I know that when you're in college, things can get very busy very quickly, but please make an effort to go out there and, just talk to them. Visit your student aid office at least once a month and then talk to a financial aid counselor. They could help you find ways to repay your student loans while you're in school or after your graduation, and they have access to different resources and guides to help you become an informed student and not get caught up in the college debt craziness that we are experiencing right now. And that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you found this very helpful, and if you do, please do me a favor, like this video and then share this video, and also subscribe to the channel so that we can grow this channel together. I am also on Instagram at Dredd. Please add me there. We can chat, we can collaborate, we can exchange some ideas, and if you have any questions, just let me know, then I will answer it for you. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.